If you're manifesting, no matter what it is, do you know you could actually be living so much more comfortably? Because once you make your decision, once you truly just choose who you are and go relax and live your life doing whatever it is that you do from day to day to day, reality is going to rearrange itself to naturally give you exactly what you wanted, whatever matches that decision. The rearrangement begins immediately. You might not see it physically, but that rearrangement has already started. Why? Because your conscious mind feeds the instructions, the directions to the subconscious mind. And from there, subconscious mind starts the rearrangement. It's how you've been manifesting your entire life, even when you weren't aware of it. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. Let me give you some context. Whenever you see this kind of video quality, you can instantly tell it's being recorded on my laptop. And when I'm recording on my laptop, it is more than likely that my storage is full on my main device, or I don't have any time to edit. And it's a combination of both today, to be perfectly honest with you. So if I don't have time to edit, oh yeah, you're going to get it all. You're going to get the lawnmower going by the window multiple times. It's out there right now. We've got the fan on over here in the corner, blowing air at me, zhuzhing the hair. We've got poop in the background playing with toys. We've got it all. So you're going to get barks, hums, pauses. You got it all. Why am I bringing it to your attention to start the video? Because I don't want you to watch the video and think I forgot to edit it out. I didn't forget shit. There was no editing. Okay? All right. Now, yesterday's video was recorded on behalf of a comment I got. And I got another lovely comment today that I think we should discuss. Here we go. I'm at the point with most manifestation content of shut the fuck up, LOL. I just don't even bother with most of it. There are two channels that actually get it that I found, and yours is one of them. She's talking about me. I'm one of them. And anyway, the answers are never outside of us. They are within. And I think a lot of the content in this space does well because sadly, it feeds the lack mentality and the idea that we need to keep efforting and minding. No, just decide and rest in the already done and live your life. We've been manifesting our entire lives, and now we're just consciously creating to our benefit instead of letting our old identities run the show. Once you get that and let the how go, life literally rearranges for you. And when I think back on my life, I literally got everything I wanted, and I didn't have to think about it and visualize and technique it into my life. It just showed up because I already put my awareness on it and selected it. And at some point, selected it at some point. When you get that, and the fact that you're an observer having a human experience and your feelings and thoughts aren't intuition and truth. Crazy how many times I thought my feelings were intuition and I made decisions based on that, LOL. And now you're selecting what is favorable to you. You can literally relax and enjoy your life. We are literally the source of all of it, no matter what it is. Show yourself compassion for acting at the level of consciousness you had at that time. And know that now you are more conscious and aware, and that it will continue to evolve, and you get to consciously decide what is yours. Stop living in a prison of techniques and limitations. I just gotta say, looks like it's Lacina Jensen. Mic drop, baby girl. Mic drop, okay? One of the best comments I have ever received. She dropped facts. She dropped truths. You don't have to technique yourself to death. You don't have to battle the mind. You don't have to convince the ego that is always questioning. The ego is always questioning. You don't have to convince it in order to have the life you want. It sincerely, okay? Manifestation as a whole. How to consciously manifest. Sincerely was only ever your decision and who you were. It's all it's ever been. You've been living your whole life doing it. What's the difference between then and now? You're aware of it. You're conscious of it. Some of you are so hard on yourselves. Sometimes we get fearful, doubtful thoughts that are so loud and frightening. But what she said about how some of us take that as our intuition, and then we take actions based off of that. How many times have you fucking panicked over a fearful thought and took action over it? And again, I'm not here to say that action was bad. I don't mean that. I'm saying, but think about it. How many times have you mistaken your own fear as some intuitive download? Do you know how many times, oh my God, the spirals I used to have? I could just tell you endless stories about how I just relied so much on my scary thoughts, my fearful, doubtful thoughts. And I'm telling you, it's because they were more familiar. So they seemed more real, more true, more reliable. I thought it was better to plan for the heartbreak. So in some fucked up way, I thought it was going to hurt less when it actually happened. You don't have to live your life like this anymore. Decide you're not gonna. Decide you're all done fighting the mind. Constantly overanalyzing. Listen, look, we all do it. We all do it. Let's just put it out on the table. We'll use an example because I hear these kinds of examples all the time. I work with people all the time. When someone's manifesting a specific person and their specific person is coming in and they're getting some movement, what is beautiful, lovely. And how then that person sits and analyzes the behavior of the specific person and tries to figure out what their specific person must have been thinking the whole time they weren't talking, or why they took the actions they took. They took them because of you and what you believed about yourself. So when they take actions that don't feel good, does it feel good to look at that and claim that for yourself? No, I don't suggest that either. I suggest quit trying to figure it out. Quit trying to make everything make sense. That is such an ego habit. We want to make sense and figure out and micromanage every moment of our existence. I know, I'm that person. I love to be in control. That was one of the most important downloads that I ever got was quit the bullshit. Stop trying to make sense every time your 3D takes a shit. Stop assuming it's taking a shit. Stop giving it that meaning. Who and why would I ever talk against myself? Why would I ever assume that my life has to suck now because this circumstance popped up? Fuck no. This is my reality. Nobody outside of me plays God for me. And I'm certainly not going to analyze and micromanage myself into another spiral of hurt where I'm assuming my life isn't going to go the way I want it to. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No, those days are done. I hope they're done for you. Get them, poop. Get them. I hope those days are done for you too. She means business. She means business. Nothing goes down. Okay, nothing goes down around my house without Homeland Security behind me. Okay. So, but think about what I'm saying. Maybe right now maybe you were searching. Hey, be nice. Be nice. Maybe you were searching for manifestation content because maybe in that moment you were busy worrying about your reality, worrying about your circumstances, worrying about whatever you're manifesting. And maybe you were overanalyzing stuff again, maybe making the assumption that things aren't going to work out for you. And then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I showed up on your For You page and here you are. It's me inviting you to make a decision and go live your life. Make the decision. Well, how do I just make a decision, Kim? How do you know who you are right now? If you had to fill out and make a paragraph, do we write paragraphs anymore, or are we done? We've gotten rid of cursive writing. Don't even get me started. Welcome to the sarcastic side of consciousness. How would you define yourself right now? You would tell me your name, maybe your last name, date of birth. You'd give me the story about your life. Well, just like you would instinctively start telling me things about yourself, that's you making the decision that that's who you are. And it's optional. How you define yourself, how you define yourself is optional. You can be whoever you want to be. Some people can't accept that. And I would say that person's probably very logical, very, very literal, and maybe secretly is afraid of actual change. Are you afraid of change? Do you really want what you're desiring? Do you really want your reality to rearrange itself and show you or present to you your desire? I mean, if the answer is yes, then that's your decision. You are that. I am fill in the blank. That's how you consciously decide who you are. Anybody that tells you that you cannot just make a decision and have reality change is someone stuck in a logical loop of never-ending cycles, never-ending affirmations, visualizations, never-ending techniques, or maybe they're fucking selling something to you. So you'll go buy that and think it's holding the master key to manifestation. But after watching it, you come back to the conclusion of, holy shit, I've already heard this stuff before. That's not a coincidence. You see, because the message never changes. It's just repackaged and delivered in different words, different verbiage. But it's always the same thing. You are who you believe you are. In this moment, are you letting what you see in reality answer that question? Are you opening up your bank account, looking at that number, and then deciding that's who I am? That's who I know myself to be, because I see that with my 5 senses. So that is true. You're limitless. Reality can rearrange itself like that. You're trying to be a millionaire and maybe you see $10 in your bank account. Who are you? Some of you right now are thinking, okay, I want to be a millionaire. So I am a millionaire. But right now I'm actually someone with only $10 in my checking account. So I am not that yet. What I would do if you're in that realm of thinking is I am a fucking millionaire. And I am aware that reality is becoming or rearranging to be exactly what I want to be. So if I'm only seeing $10 in my bank account, somehow, some way, that is evidence that I am a millionaire. I don't have to make sense of this. I don't have to figure every single thing out in my reality. I don't have to figure out the how. I don't have to know how I become that millionaire. I don't have to know any of that. That was never my job. That was never your job. My only job is to know who I am. Done. Done. And when I say that, I don't even mean that as that's another manifestation technique. I'm saying that's how reality, how life works. Who am I? We're all conditioned to believe circumstances, experiences, conditions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions are who we are. That's how we think about and figure out who we are based on all of those things. None of that is true. You are source. You are a multidimensional, amazing, flawless, limitless being who has a fucking choice in what your life looks like. And you don't need anybody else's permission to start deciding you are who you want to be. I think this comment was bloody brilliant because it hit all the aspects. Are we going to let our old identities run our show and tell us who we are? Are we going to look out at what we think is in front of us and let that say who we are? Fuck no. Literally no. I am fill in the blank. Answer that. Who are you? Do you understand? That's the key. That's the secret. That's the paradox to conscious manifestation. You need nothing else. You never did. Maybe this is a message you have heard a million times. If you've watched my content, you've been hearing it straight up for years. But maybe you need it delivered in just another way, just to finally get it to click. No one can tell you who you are but yourself. And you don't need 3D proof to know that you are whatever you want to be, because you're the proof. Who you say you are is the proof. Get it? It's not I am the version of self. I'll just say, we'll talk about manifesting in SP. I am the version of self who's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. I know myself to be that. But secretly, not yet. Not yet. I'm still single. I hasn't manifested for me yet. Then that's who you are. Now, again, as I said earlier in the video, I know that sometimes that can feel too resistive, too far away from each other. So that doesn't feel comfy as you're saying it. So don't say it that way. Say it as in, you know that you've surrendered reality, meaning you don't have to fucking make sense of it, but somehow, some way, it's becoming exactly what you want because you are that now. So it must be that in reality. Must be. Because you said so. Because I said so. Our ego's instinct is to still search for more proof of that. And that's the paradox, because that can only come from you. Do you get that? It's always, ever about you. To my exclusive lives channel members, I will see you tonight as per usual. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about one of my channel memberships. Yes, tonight is the exclusive lives. That is the success story and tips and tricks group only. We meet every Tuesday for roughly about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half, where we talk about only successes and tips and tricks. I actually, though, encourage you to look at the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors, because that's the group that gives you free access to that exclusive lives, including the live recordings. But it also gives you access to the Advanced Manifestors, which was technically yesterday morning. That's where we deep dive conscious manifestation. Yep, we are expanding our awareness in that group. And then you get access to the Friday morning hot seat group. Yes, we go live together around 9 to 10-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's where you can get into the hot seat and have like a 10 to 15 minute coaching call with me if you would like. Otherwise, you can just sit and observe. But if you join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors, you get the recordings to any missed meetings. You get access to all of them if you join that VIP group. That's what I'm friggin' talking about, okay? So on that note, if you want to work with me, all of that information is in the Dropbox below. On that note, for real,